Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Rob and I talk about high-end collectible comics and comics art. Subscribe if that's your kind of thing. I talk about comics and I post 1 or 2 videos a week doing just that. Although this week it's going to be more than that, I'll tell you that right now. In this video, I'm going to cover the current ComicLink featured auction. There's some cool stuff in here, and I chose some lots to share with you. To be honest, if the Superman #1 CGC 9.0 wasn't happening this week, I probably would have added more lots, but I just got to get something out on this auction because there's some cool stuff that I need to cover, and or else I'll just go crazy because it's fun. But yeah, that Superman #1 has taken up a little bit of my time. But anyway, let's do it. This is going to be fun. I told you it was going to be fun. Spider-Man #9 cover by Todd McFarlane featuring a couple characters you may know, Wolverine and Spider-Man. It's not my favorite of these Wolverine covers by McFarlane from this run. #12 is. But, you know, who cares, really? It's Wolverine, it's Spider-Man, it's McFarlane. What are you going to do? It's a cool cover. I really like the design, actually. The Wolverine pose is a little stiff, and honestly, his left arm is way short. Like, I don't know what's going on with his left arm, but he's just a little stiff. And this is from somebody whose poses are the most dynamic poses in the history of poses. Well, maybe Ditko or whatever, but I mean, like, Frazetta. But I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you're there for with McFarlane, is these incredible poses. And the Spider-Man pose on this cover is incredible. So it's just funny that his is like really stiff, like Wolverine image. But the Wolverine image is still great, and it's still Wolverine. So I don't know. If you have on your want list a Spider-Man cover featuring Wolverine and Spider-Man, you don't have many options. So buy this one. Thor #156, CGC 10.0, the only 1960s comic book in CGC 10.0. It's not surprisingly single highest graded. This is a Mile High 2 book, which meant that there were like stacks of them. There were like 40 of these. And this is just the best one. And it is a great looking copy. I'll show it to you in a minute. So Chuck sold this initially for charity, which I vaguely remember. And then GPA has a sale for $5,000 in 2002. And I don't know if that's the charity sale or not. And then in GPA, at least, there is another sale. So it sold during the pandemic for $37,200. I don't know what it's going to sell for now. It's just, these are so weird. These mint books, 9/9s and mint books. I talk about them all the time because they're fascinating, but they're also like, it's a crapshoot trying to figure out what they're going to sell for. So that said, if you are looking to have the best Thor collection in the world, this will make your collection unassailable, because there's probably not another 10 of this book coming down the pipeline, because there was already a stack of them sent to CGC. Here's the book. It is a very sharp copy. I mean, regardless of what the 10 or 9/9 or 9/8 or whatever, this is a very sharp book. It's got great preservation. It survived the old holder, and really the top, especially that top left corner, it's so sharp. It is so square. It's really crazy. I mean, it's like I've zoomed in on this and I'm just like, that is a very sharp book. It would kind of blow your mind to like pull out, even in a stack of unread books, a warehouse find, to pull out a book that was this perfect. And it's actually got incredible quality of production. So it's really square, in addition to the preservation. This book started off perfect and has remained perfect since. So a remarkable artifact. Tales of Suspense 52, CGC 9.6. The only 9.6 in GPA is the Pacific Coast copy, and that last sold in 2014 for $15,000. So this could do well. I know there's a little bit of like a, you know, the bloom is off the rose with some of the Avengers-related books, especially like, you know, they went crazy during the pandemic as well. I mean, the poster child is Tales of Suspense 39, so the first Iron Man is just cratered since then. But all of the kind of Avengers-adjacent books seem to have softened. That said, this is one of 4 9.6s and is the only one that's, at least in GPA land, that's been available for sale in over 10 years. So I think it's going to do really well. And as the CVA exceptional sticker indicates, it's actually a really nice book. I mean, it's a really nice book. Really good quality production again. Maybe slightly too far to the left because the Marvel in the price box is like cut off a little bit, but realistically, it's pretty good. And it's got great preservation, and it's the first Natasha. It's the first Black Widow. I mean, I love that book. Showcase number 23, CGC 9.4, highest graded 1 of 2. There are no sales above 9.2 in GPA, so this is the first time I've seen that I know of. I might have seen it before and just forgotten, but like, there's no record in GPA, so it's the first time potentially that one of these things has come up for sale at a major auction house. Of course, it could have just sold 5 times at ComicLink. I don't know. But it's the first time I remember one coming up for sale, so at least there's that. These books, I covered some of these earlier, some early showcases, and they didn't do particularly well. And I'm wondering where this one will go, because it's rare. If you want a 9.4 showcase number 23, this is your copy. Well, there's 1 of 2, but I haven't seen that one come up for sale either. So I don't know. We'll see what it does. It just talked about 2 books that had good quality of production. This one does not. So there's a little white edge on the left, which I never like. And then if you can take a look, the book is skewed. So it's cut at an angle, which drives me crazy. It's not egregious, but it's also not great. Other than that, it's a really solid book. I mean, it's actually got good preservation and is a 9.4, other than the fact that it started off with kind of an angled cut on the right edge, which drives some people crazy. That said, if you're looking for a 9.4 showcase 23, this is it. This is what you're buying. Here's a cool one. Rappin Max Robot number 1, CGC 9.8, single highest graded. I had no idea that this book existed, which is crazy. And what's even more crazy, I'm going to talk about it in a second. So let me just show you the book. Solid book, 9.8 from the mid 80s. Hip hop, boombox, graffiti style character. Very cool. It's the first Rappin comic. It's cool. I mean, it's like of the time. It's a neat artifact, especially if you're into hip hop and graffiti and whatever. It's like, this is like a thing. This is very cool. But what else is cool, and this is why I'm covering it, and this is why I love this hobby. Okay, so 2025, 2 copies have sold, 9.4, $2,000, and then $1,875. So $1,900 is what you pay for this book in 2025. In 2022, a copy sold for $1,226. And then if you go, I love it. If you go back to 2011, 2 copies sold. One sold for $21 and another copy sold for $9, which is just bonkers. What will a 9.8 sell for? I have no idea, but it's going to be a lot of money. It's going to be a surprising amount of money. And yeah, I learned something new once again working on this channel. Sometimes you guys tell me about things. Sometimes I discover stuff. It's just like, I love it. That's why I do it, because I'm constantly learning. Here's a book I'm going to like. So first, Loki, Journey into Mystery 85, CGC 9.2, White Mountain Pedigree. I mean, it's just made for me, right? White Mountain, love it. Loki, great character. Who knows what it's going to sell for, but I mean, I love it. And look at it. Sharp copy. Really nice book. Really good quality production on this one, actually. There's like actually kind of padding around all of the boxes on the right edge, which is not always the case for books from this era. They're often chopped. And the 12 cents is all there. I mean, it's actually pretty well centered. Really good quality production. And it's White Mountain. What are you going to do? This book previously sold in 2022 for $40,396.05. So we'll see what it does this time around. Here's a book I have not covered. Captain America Comics number 74. Captain America's Weird Tales. This is a classic cover, which I could put in the classic cover tier list, which I'm doing this week. From the collection of Nick Cage, which I am reminded once again that he had very cool books. And he had great advisors. I mean, there's a reason that people like him, have great books, is because they get people telling them to buy the best stuff. It helps. And there it is, still in the old holder. Not great quality production on this one. I don't know why I'm commenting on the quality of production on everything, but it is. They're either bad or great in this. This is, forget it. This book is from 1949, the end of the Captain America run. It's very strange. and is incredible. So you can forgive the fact that it's slightly skewed. And here it is selling in 2002 at the Cage auction for $3,220. I think it will do more than that now. Classic cover, Black Cat Mystery Comics number 50, CGC 9.0, River City Pedigree. Off-white to white pages. Not bad. And this book has the fancy new pedigree holder. When it previously sold in 2019, it sold for $18,400. It'll do better than that, but this book had already started to really increase in value by this point. But it was in an old holder at that time. So it survived the old holder well and looks great in the new holder, as I can show you here. And this is a gruesome cover. I talked about it in the classic covers video, which I just did. And I probably laughed and winced and cried, or whatever you do when you look at this cover. But it is memorable, let's say that. I think I talked about zombie Frederick Wortham at this point. Maybe not. I posted a picture of zombie Frederick Wortham to my Instagram. I'm not sure if people got the joke, but I thought it was funny. Here's a cool one. I always talk about how much I love the Marvel Cosmic Comics. It started with Silver Surfer, obviously, but continued certainly to the work of Jim Starlin, Thanos, etc. And so Warlock, number 15, page 3, Jim Starlin, primary artist. But just take a look. I'm just going to show you right now why I covered this. Look at this image of Warlock in the top panel. Like, that is phenomenal. Make a poster, make a blacklight poster. It's awesome. And then there's the Thanos I'm bored from Gamora in the last series of panels. It's very cool. Showcase number 4, CGC 9.0, another showcase, another high-grade showcase. This book is funny. So it's a great book. Let me show you. Cool book. A little bit of a little white edge on the left edge, but I mean, whatever. Solid book. Cool book. But this book, let me tell you, this is a hot potato. Hot potato. Okay, so it sold 2025. It sold this year somewhere for $115,000. Okay, fine. Somebody flipped it. It happens. Except it sold in 2024 for $96,000 at Heritage. Okay, fine. And it sold previously in 2013 for $55,000. So it sold, of the 9 O's, and I don't know if that one in 2014 was actually this book as well, because it doesn't have the serial number. But it's just funny that this book has sold 4 times in 12 years. It's gone up every time, so that's a good sign. So maybe the consignor will make, I don't know, 125,000 or 130,000. It's a tough one, though, to try and flip a book like this in the same year, because the bidder pool is not gigantic, right? So we'll see. But I just thought that was funny. Like, this is the one copy that sold. Brave and the Bold 28, CGC 9.2. Love this book. I'm a fan of Brave and the Bold. Not as much as I am of Showcase, because there's just more keys in Showcase. But I love Brave and the Bold. And I love JLA. So, Justice League is incredible. So, cool book. And a really nice looking book as well. A really strong cover on this one. And a really handsome looking book. Off-white to white pages, etc. I don't see anything crazy about it. This copy sold in 2013 for $120,000. So I think they're going to do pretty well on this one if it's the same consignor, if it hasn't sold in the interim. And with that, we're done. So yeah, this week I have this video, which I had to get out the door. I'm going to try and get out a video on the ComicLink auction, which is underway right now. I'm going to try and do the classic covers tier list, which is really pretty easy because it's just I sit down with the tier list software and I just rattle off what I think about books for an hour. There's not much preparation on that one, but I still need to sit down and do it. And then, of course, I have the Superman number 1 is going to finish this week. And so I'm going to cover that. I'm going to cover the rest of the auction a little later, but I'm going to cover the Superman number 1, CGC 9.0, like as it happens. And then as an aside, I have some books, like some actual books without pictures, I'm auctioning off at Heritage right now, so I have to cover that. I'm going to share that with you because it's always fun to talk about, what I've collected over the years, and selling stuff is part of the hobby, part of that hobby too. I collect books, so yeah. If you made it this far, thank you. As always, drop a comment. Let me know what you're looking at. Let me know what I missed, because I know I missed things. I know that there are things that I normally would have covered that I didn't cover because there's so much going on right now. It's like the craziest week in the hobby that I've ever can remember, maybe since 2009, 2010. But yeah, so if you haven't, please, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Comment, like I said, it's always fun, the comments here. Everyone kind of shares some interesting stuff. I'm constantly learning things. And it's fun for all of us, right? So maybe you learned something from me. I definitely learned something from you guys. And so, yeah, with that, we'll call it. And I'll see you in the next one, which will be soon. Thanks. Bye.